We're heading north and then east to pick up a new van. But let's not get ahead of ourselves because that's not what this channel is about. Let's take it slow, savor the moments, big and small, and share it with those who wish to follow along. My hope is to inspire you to find adventure wherever you are, make new friends in the process, and be curious, always curious. This is episode 1. Our journey has begun, and we actually got off a day early because we finished everything on our checklists, including John changed out the filters on the van.
Here's what the old filter looked like. Look at that junk. That's bug stuff and dirt stuff. The oil analysis said that there's dirt in the oil, which is no doubt the result of a dirty air filter. So hence. Now the maintenance on this vehicle says you should switch out the air filter every 60,000 miles. Well, we're coming up on that, but we go through a lot of dirt roads. And so I think maybe we should be doing it every 20, 30,000 miles might be better than what we're doing. Because look at this thing. It's just full of guck and stuff.
What does that cost?
$25. That's
Okay.
it. Now, something I didn't know that our neighbor taught me, and that's the little guy here. And that is, if you ever need a jump, you don't have to undo the floor and get to the battery. You can get to the battery pole right here. Whoops, where'd he go? There he goes. Just there, you put your jumper cable on there, you tie it off to the black one to a ground and start that baby up. So you don't have to monkey around with the seat. That's kind of a neat deal. If you need to charge the battery, you can do the same thing. Put it on here and ground it to the vehicle and it'll charge the battery that's there also. Getting this thing out of here is really a 3-step process. You have to remove these little clips, and I might not be able to do it with the gloves. Nope, gotta take the glove off. Come on, little Chiba.
I bet you Pam would have come over and helped us with this.
Oh, she'd be great. It's 2 hours later. So that one comes right off. This here has to come off.
Does this have to come all the way off?
Yes.
And it is?
And this comes right off here. It just unclips, so to speak. So there. And now just this one. There you go. Whew. Now this doesn't seem intuitive, but it's true. You have to release this. It's good. And then last but not least, it's a Torx 25. Make sure it's in reverse. And all these, they just need to come out to there. They don't have to come all the way out. I've got this turned really down low too, so there's not any danger of stripping the plastic. So this is just a plastic cover. Now this was the hardest part to figure out, because in the back here are some really funny looking clips that you think you gotta push. No, you just gotta lift off. And it comes off when you lift off. And it comes up. There we go. It's a very, very tight fit.
That is the new one, by the way.
You can see it's all fresh and clean and all that kind of good stuff.
What's that feel like? Oh.
It's just paper. Now I went inside here and I got a vacuum and I vacuumed it all up and I wiped the rag out because there was some debris in here, which you can imagine, just bringing it from the outside air. And then it's a tight squeeze. You can hear it snapping, hear that little snap into place, then you know you got it. You can see the little hooks here, they're gonna go into that. See that little hook will slide up and into that. So. There she goes. So this is the air cabin filter, and it's replaced every 20,000 miles. And here's the one that just came out, and you can see it's pretty gnarly.
As you can see, it's really windy. The sun has already gone down behind the mountains. We didn't get as far as we thought we would today, so we stopped short. We stopped at Fossil Falls. We've been here many times. And just so you know, the road is still not good getting in here, so you need to have some decent clearance. But I'll show you our campsite here. There is only one other vehicle in this campground. new trasheroo. Looking good back here. It is 64 degrees now and almost 6 a.m. The sun's coming up. It was a very windy night. I didn't sleep very well. It was so windy, but it's beautiful now. Another van came in last night. It looks like they just pulled over into a little side place, but I don't think that's a campsite. I'll show you the problem down here with the registration. Oh yeah, we were here just, oh gosh, last fall. Yeah, they've removed everything. Nothing in there. What's it say? They removed that. And there's nothing here that says much of anything. I don't think the water works either. Let's go see. Nope. No water. Williams Well. I've never noticed that. During the Ice Age, the Owens River traveled beyond Owens Lake to Indian Wells Valley. But its course was diverted several times by volcanic activity. The falls were formed when the river was diverted over a basalt flow produced in part by the red cinder cone that sits prominently adjacent to the campground. Native Americans frequently camped in the area to form their tools from obsidian carried from the nearby Coso Mountains. I turned around and I go, "Where is John?" He's way over there. Should I go back and retrieve him? Oh my gosh, he is way off. Always beautiful. And this time, nobody's here. Glad you made it.
And every once in a while, Debbie will yell out, "What are you doing? Where are you going?" There's a trail here. It's not the right trail.
Making a detour. We're going to stop at Goodale, even though we couldn't stay there last night. You're going to stop and say hi to Keith. That is flowing nicely.
I cleaned this out just recently. Now I have...
That was great seeing Keith. He cut his hair. He's all cleaned up. And they gave him a raise, so he was able to get his car fixed. I think this is awesome. He's the best camp host we've ever run into. We stopped in Mammoth and had lunch, and now we are going to go for a bike ride before we head up to our campground tonight, which will be Sonora Bridge. So John's taking the bikes off. And while we were down in Bishop, we stopped at East Side Sports, which we really like. Got 2 more of these buffs. John got one. This is a super thin one. Stretches in all directions. And then I got this one, and I told him that if I want to, I'm going to steal this one. And he got 2 more of his favorite hats that are made by Outdoor Research. We're at Shady Rest Park, which is about a mile off the main highway, and there's a bike trail right here, but I think we're gonna maybe do some dirt trails. I'm not sure yet. I gotta look at all trails and see. I'm feeling the burn.
8,400 feet.
That's the altitude?
That's the altitude.
So we came from sea level. No wonder we're panting so hard. But it looks like we might be getting close to the crest. Mammoth Lakes has a huge network of bike routes, paved and unpaved, for beginners through advanced riders. In 2011, the popular 5-mile trail that takes riders up 1,000 feet into the beautiful lakes basin was opened. There he goes. Great trail, isn't it? Once we got past the rocky, steep part, this is a great little trail. That was a great ride. 3 miles uphill, 3 miles downhill. 8.2 miles, but that's because we took a detour to the ice cream. For the more adventurous riders, the Mammoth Mountain Bike Park offers over 80 miles of single-track terrain with access via shuttles and lifts. Oh boy, oh man alive. This might be the best spot we've ever had here. What do you think? Because the closer you get to the end of the campground, the better the cell service gets. Because then you're within reach of the Marine base. And they have a cell tower over there. You can see the river down there. The highway's down there. You can't see it, but you can hear it. 12 bucks. Pretty windy here, so the awning retracted. But before we left home, I decided to cut a piece of shade cloth. I don't know, it's technically shade cloth. My brother uses it in some of his products. And just with magnets, you snap it up there. So it's something easy you guys could do if you don't have an awning or you want something really fast because you've stopped for lunch or something. And it makes a huge difference inside. The sun is set. I'm having a really hard time staying awake because I want to do a star lapse tonight. I'm going to get it set up and hopefully I don't fall asleep before I turn it on. I've made multiple attempts to do this, but I always screw something up. So I'm hoping. I've watched a bunch of videos. It looks really straightforward. And let's see if I can do this right. Got the battery set up. Got the camera set up. All I have to do is turn it on and hit the start button. Uh-oh, skeeters. Great night's sleep. And as you saw, I got the star lapse, so I'm excited about that. Today we are heading up to the Marine base here. John has 4 appointments Hopefully we'll get out of there before noon, then we head up to Tahoe for our grandson's birthday. We have fresh blueberries for the oatmeal. I picked those just before we left. And what did I do with the avocados I picked, John?
I believe you left them at home in a plastic bag in the garage. They were on their way to the van, but they never quite made it.
West Walker. While I'm sitting here waiting for John, I thought I would share an answer to a question that someone just asked in the comments. It has to do with your refrigerator temperature. They have replaced their Engel chest fridge with an isotherm that's like ours, but a little bit smaller. And when they were out in Las Vegas in April, they struggled to keep the temperature in even close to 40, which is supposed to be the safe temperature for food. And so this has happened to us before as well. And I don't think it matters what kind of fridge you have. Well, I mean, I'm sure maybe some fridges don't do this, but what I have done in the past is buy ice and then I'll put it in a bowl in the refrigerator. And that really helps the fridge to not have to struggle to keep the temperature down. Of course, you need to have proper circulation around the compressor behind the refrigerator. And we have 2 openings on the side because we replaced the 3-way with this. And the 3-way has the 2 vents. So that may be a factor. I don't know if they have enough circulation around their compressor. The other thing that RVers know is to keep when you park your van, always park it on the shady side. You don't want the sun pounding on that side where the fridge is located. And then finally, I want to also say that if you have a 3-way refrigerator, then you may have run into the same issue that we did when we had ours. And that is that they struggle to maintain temperature above like 4,000 or 5,000 feet. And that's one of the reasons we switched our refrigerator out, is because we spend most of our time above 5,000 feet. In fact, right here, we're about 7,000 feet. And when we're up at our son's in Tahoe, we'll be up in that range as well. So those are some tips for you guys if you are struggling with your refrigerator temperature. We made it up to South Lake Tahoe. We have checked into Fallen Leaf Lake. We will be here for 2 nights as we visit with family.
So this is day 4 of our travels. And why don't you tell the people what you just discovered?
I just found the avocados I thought I left at home. So now I have a lot more space for my clothes.
So show us how big the avocado bag was. It almost takes 2 and those are homegrown.
I think this is a first. I'm actually ready. Before you.
I'll make sure I video when you go back and get some.
Okay. How cool. Oh. Thank you.
Some kind of resort up there, isn't there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's the place up there that sells lemonade. That's a steep climb up here, but if you have an e-bike, it's a very pleasant ride. We are almost at the Angora Tower, and I wanted to show you what happened, or what it looks like after the Angora fire. What year was that? Do you remember? And all those houses down there where you see small trees, so those all burned and they've been rebuilt, and a whole bunch in the middle. That's the public golf course, and right on the other side of it is Highway 50. And looking back that way is Christmas Valley, which is where our son lives. And that is Mount Talac. That's a tough hike. We did it about, I don't know, 7 years ago or so. And now we're at the tower. You can see Lake Tahoe. And then there's Fallen Leaf. If you continue up this road, you get to a small resort at Angora Lake. And I think they still sell lemonade. Okay, John says we went up almost 1,000 feet and now in 5 miles, and now we're gonna go straight down, probably not have to use any pedaling at all. How many miles did we go?
8.73.
Okay. That was very steep.
Yes, we did too.
Good workout, yeah. I'm going to end this video here and pick you up next week when we will be riding rail bikes in Hood River.
No, you don't go. You go. No, you don't go. You go.